So I've got a couple of videos to show you, and I want to go through a few ideas that I have at the moment. And you might notice that I'm focusing a little bit at the moment on Ireland. Why? Because the tide is turning over there, but they're much more advanced than we are, much like, say, for instance, places like France, Germany, etc. They've been hit harder with immigration than we have, believe it or not. And the fallout of that is that people have had enough and are starting to fight back. So what is the way that they deal with this? Well, they go after the people. The people are obviously the problem. The people that aren't accepting this grand new plan of being replaced are the problem. They're racist, they're bigoted, they're... Pick your name. And the latest slur is far right. Now, the way that the leadership over there is going to deal with it, in exactly the same way that they're going to deal with it in every other country, because the same name, far right, etc., has been banded all over Europe, okay? We've had it here. They've got it there. They'll have similar, slurs all up and down Europe, right? So what they're going to do is bring about more and more legislation on hate speech. So you won't actually be able to take TikTok videos or put anything on Facebook. You won't be able to go to social media because you will get hit with criminal charges because, A, they don't want you alerting the people that it hasn't got to yet of what's coming, just in case. And you are the problem. You are meant to be replaced. And if you don't like it, it's wrong. You're the one that's got the problem, not them. They've decided that this is going to happen to you and you should go along with it. Now, there are many people over in, say, for instance, Ireland at the moment, and we'll have the same over here, but they've got what they call is super injunctions, where if you say anything about these people in any way, in a bad light, you get hauled through the courts and absolutely knackered. So you now have to be an absolute genius at the double talk, right? The double speak, the double think, call it what you like. It's like 4D chess at the moment, trying to get out there what that person is without actually getting out there what that person is. It's a minefield all on its own. Now, let me show you a little clip from from this Muppet at the moment from LBC and see what you think.
This is the same line that is trotted out every time, and it's done to shut down debate. Far right, far right, far right. It's pathetic. What we are seeing in Ireland and in the Netherlands and various other places across the continent...
The UK?
In the UK are people, and I am one of them, who are sick and tired of telling mainstream politicians that we are nervous and worried and upset about seeing our countries change before our very eyes without our consent.
You don't like change?
I don't like
country's
change.
You know the country's changed. It changes all the time. We're in a process of
does.
constant change, and I would suggest that there is a significant rump, mainly older people with conservative views, who hate change. And I've got bad news for you, Andrew. You're going to have to suck it up. Life changes.
Suck it up. The arrogance of the man. Think about that. We've decided what's best for you. You've got to take it. And if you don't like it, it's tough because we've decided. Who made him? God. Now, listen, there has always been change. The left will always use the straw man to us that basically that we're a country of immigrants. Yeah, we are. I mean, we've had the Romans come here and some of them settled. We had the Saxons, Normans, etc. How many years ago is that? Okay. And that since then, we've had a gentle and slow influx of people from different countries, and it happened at a pace didn't really notice, and they adhered to our country. They changed their way to suit this country, not expected us to suit them, okay? And their impact on the country, right, some would say was positive, others would say no, depending on which side of the political spectrum you're at. But we've certainly robbed third world countries of their doctors to suit our needs, because at the end of the day, it was cheaper to rob a doctor than to train a doctor. However, the thing is, what we're getting at the moment is such a massive and biblical change to our future and at the moment our present, that it's not subtle. And this is a straw man that these absolute disingenuous bastards throw at you to shut you down. And if you don't like it, you're a racist. But let's go on a bit further. Who decided that this was going to happen? I mean, this is one of the things that the little people go out and protest because they have no power. And that is a fact. Unless you're a politician or a councillor or pretty high up in the social circles, a doctor, etc., or a lawyer, you're pretty much knackered and nobody's going to listen to you because it doesn't matter. Now, I've noticed that the officials, the government, have stopped listening to you. And it's quite interesting that the civil service have actually stopped listening to the government because they've been totally corrupted. But where does this come from? Now, I can show you one person that put out a video that basically Well, have a look for yourself.
I think there's a resurgence of anti-Semitism because at this point in time, Europe has not yet learned how to be multicultural. And I think we're going to be part of the throes of that transformation, which must take place. Europe is not going to be the monolithic societies that they once were in the last century. Jews are going to be at the center of that. It's a huge transformation for Europe to make. They are now going into a multicultural mode, and Jews will be resented because of our leading role. But without that leading role and without that transformation, Europe will not survive.
That was the biggest word salad going, because when she says that Europe won't survive without the massive influx of people from different countries, what she actually means is Europe won't survive. That is the plan. If you leave things alone, they will stay the same. And if you decide that you want to change the demographic so that within 20 or 30 years, the demographic will be predominantly of a different color and a different culture, then you've changed that country irreparably for the future. That is it. But why is it that she feels, because I don't think she represents all Jews, that could be said, but why is it that she feels that her and some of her other Jewish friends have to make sure that this happens? By the way, there are many Jews that disagree with this, by the way, and many Jews that disagree with that woman there. So, but she is saying, in what I'm understanding here is we're going to do something really bad. We're going to be questioned about this and people aren't going to like us. That's anti-Semitism. It isn't, by the way. Okay. And they'll have to like it because we've decided, much like the guy on LBC. It's been decided, you have to take it. None of us were asked about this. And I'm sure that if these people had come out honestly and openly and put to us their exact plan of what they want to do, and we were giving an honest vote on it, and they acted on that vote, we wouldn't be here now in this situation. Nobody of logical, sound mind would vote for this. So they knew that. So they didn't put it to a vote. They did it behind closed doors. They did it sneaky. And now they've brought about more and more laws that when you come out and you question this, you question who's doing it, because it's not just the Jewish people that are doing this, right? There's people from the Arab nations that are all on board, people from Islam that are all on board, the European Union's all on board, the World Economic Forum's all on board. Most of the leaders of the European countries and the following, their parties, both sides of the house, if you take Britain, for instance, they're all on board. These people were handpicked for their corruption. They were bought, they were lobbied, they were paid off, call it what you like. Or in some cases, there was information of a nature that these people wouldn't want to come out, and that was used to hold over them as leverage to get them to go along with this, whatever you want to call it. And this is the situation we find ourselves in now. But how do you go against this? Well, it's like anything else. When everybody sits back and does nothing, okay, then these people get away with it. When you eventually mobilize, now don't forget, at the moment, over here, we appease Islam, because if Islam kicks off the system, the old bill and the governing, they're all scared of them, right? Terrified. Because Islam, just like that, can come out, mobilize, get everybody together, and they can be quite a force. But when the indigenous people of this country can come out, like they're starting to do over in Ireland, and kick off, right? And I have to say that in the right way. Show their anger without setting fire to stuff, without damaging stuff, okay? Without battering people. There are ways of doing it. When enough people come out, and these people who are literally, the politicians and stuff, feel very, very awkward now. Very, very, no, I'll stop there. Basically, when they worry more about us lot than they do about the people that are paying them or Islam, then that's when things will change. But at the moment, it won't otherwise. So there we are. Things will get worse until people of both sides, left and right, realize that what's coming is not suitable for us. It's bad. It will mean the death knell of Europe. And it's not acceptable, because nobody wants that. Nobody was asked about that. And if they were, they'd have said no. Anyway, more content to come. I hope you're liking what we're doing at the moment. Me and Dave the Plant. And it's a mad time to be alive. The last time that we were invaded like this, I think I said in another clip somewhere else, I don't know if it's on here because this video has taken a while, was the Germans tried. But at least they made it clear what they wanted. They wanted to come over and take us over. We're being taken over at the moment by stealth. Nobody seems to be batting an eyelid. So there it is. Anyway, thanks for watching, liking, sharing. Please press the like and share. And don't forget, in the links below will be the links to my other channels, Discord, etc., etc. Join my other channels just in case this one gets booted, all right? You know, we're talking about subjects at the moment that people might not want us to talk about. We know they don't want us to talk about. So go through, tick all the boxes, please. And, yeah, tell your friends about me. Tell them, well, don't tell them, ask them. Watch this guy, see what you think. You might be surprised. I'm trying to build this up. If I can get to 100,000, then we can move along. But it's getting to the 100,000 is the difficult part. Anyway, see you in a bit.